Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Cabra Bowls for the 24-25 Men's Senior Inter-Region Championships. We're underway with round two with Metro South East taking on Nepean Highlanders. Mark Willey's just played the first bowl of this clash. And it's Mark Behringer on the mat now. So we've got Metro South East, which is the area covering south of the Harbour Bridge, basically, down to Cronulla Tarrant Point, a little bit of the inner west, and Nepean Highlanders, so the foot of the Blue Mountains, and the Nepean River area in western part of Sydney now, basically covering Penrith, Blacktown, Richmond, down onto the top of the Central Tablelands or Southern Tablelands area, Picton, Bargo, and up to the foot of the Blue Mountains, Springwood, that sort of area. Peter Davies on the mat now for Metro South East. Super sub Stuart Hutchinson coming in. Apparently they couldn't trust him to turn a scoreboard. Couldn't add up past 10 once. He ran out of fingers. They didn't want him to take his shoes off. A slight change in the Nepean side, and Stu's not happy with his first bowl. Probably knows I'll be commentating on it on the live stream. Wanted to impress me. Peter Davies on his way down. First one was good weight, just a little bit on the wide side. Not quite corrected on that. Much narrower line for Stuart. I think that'll hold up enough. If he gets a nice little glide, he might get a bit of luck. Well, it may well have run in to be in calculations, but not quite where he was deliberately aiming. Neville Hession now on the mat. Decent effort, just need a little more running as well. Della is the third for Nepean. He's just going to be a little bit through the head. Neville play his second bowl of the first end. It's the edge, you will come in okay. Bit of traffic in the way for both teams now. Steve Della, he can find that port. There's a nice little draw down that he can get shot. Finds the gap and comes in nicely. Pretty well done. First blood to Steve Della. And Terry Pappas and Glenn Elliott, the two skippers. Terry for Metro South East. Terry, player who confuses me which hand he's playing because he plays with the left hand. I've got to remember it's the opposite. So he's playing his backhand side. A breeze out there at the moment. He's just going to try and play the same sort of path as his first one. He's taking a much tighter line. He'll be looking for the shot bowl. Just going to miss. And Elliott, he can play the same path as Steve Della did. Draw down his backhand side. Just wants to get under the lime green bowl, light green. Just about jack high. Not going to quite get back. One shot to Nepean to start proceedings on our streaming rink. Willey, first use of the mat on the second end. No, not Mark Willey. That's Mark Behringer. Read the wrong side of the draw, did I? Mark, of course, will be first use for Metro South East. Oh, Mark B, decent start. Line's pretty good. The weight's pretty good. The line just a fraction on the high side. Mark Willey. Not quite got the running on that one. Corrected the line, just a little more weights in a very good home note. Mark Willey wants an extra 1.5 metre or so. Corrected pretty well. A little bit of applause from his skipper. It's the shot. Close enough to jack high for Stuart Hutchinson to follow him down. Hutch was a bit tight with his opening two efforts. So he's come in off the reserve bench for this game, so didn't play round one. Got a pretty decent effort here, trails it back. Both of these sides were winners in the opening round. Metro South East, pretty strong win over Mid-North Coast, 70-36, 3 rinks to 0. Nepean not quite as convincing, a 61-59 last bowl thriller, 2 rinks to 1. Victory over Hunter Valley. in section 1. The other section here at Cabramatta, Metro Northeast, of course, we watched have the 57-44 victory, 9-1 over Northwest. Central Coast also had a 9-1 victory, 56-46, so not quite as big, but pretty close. Over at Cabramatta Diggers, Riverina Murray, they've had a 9-1 victory over Illawarra, 60-49, and Midwest had a 58-50 win over Metro Northwest. Greater Newcastle, they started off pretty strongly, 70-50 victory over Northern Rivers, and Southeast 70-47 over Metro Southwest. That's 9-1, 10-0 to Greater Newcastle. Neville Hession just slightly wide line. I don't think he would have minded the pace there. He could turn through the bowls that are in the way. At the moment, I think it's about 3 shots to Nepean. That might even be 4. Change the situation a little bit. A great effort from Terry Pappas, just zoomed through. Glenn Elliott looking to just sneak around this traffic. He can get a little touch there, make a couple. Just going to crash into the shorter bowl. And Terry, he can play. Well, he's got a lot of traffic to negotiate. That's the issue. Wants this to really hook back. Three shots to Metro Southeast. Mark Willey rolls at medium length jack. Mark Behringer. Just going to be a bit shy on that line. Slightly wider line this time from Mark Willey. Wants to get just running a little bit more. We'll be holding 2, but they had the same pace as his first one. Mark Behringer's slightly overcorrected. He's going to get the outside of Mark Willey's bowl. Just turn it towards the jack a little bit. Reasonably well pointed from Peter Davies. Wants us to keep running though. Great line. A little bit high, low on the speed though. Well, Hutch played a good trail last end. Didn't work out for the Nepean team though. Really wants to try just to draw down to the shot bowl. It's just about jack high. Gave it a big chance, just got the outside of shot bowl. Unfortunately, stood it up a little bit, made that shot probably just a tad harder. Peter Davies, though, he'd want to draw to the shot bowl as well. Can play quite positive here, get the touch on their own bowl. If you just slide past, gives you good position, so that's a very good home. Well, Hutch narrows his last bowl up by a bowl and a half. He'll get the shot bowl dead square. Not too far away from it either. He's got the outside of it again. He's pushed it through. It's probably still a 2, maybe more to Metro Southeast. Neville Hession. Try and add one on that forehand side. It's not quite got their weight. Just wonder if that wind is having a bit of an effect. One will count. It'll force Steve Della to go backhand. Gave it a good chance. That one will be the shot. Neville Hession, he'll follow him down now. Backhand side. Can set that bowl to restore it. Little touch is not going to be too bad either. Just going to hang a little on the wide side. Steve Della, he'd be looking to add another one. Try not to create a shelf. Another counter without increasing the target or making it any easier on their opponents. Oh, it's not too bad actually, that result. Just blocks the line directly to the shot bowl. Makes it a little harder on Metro Southeast. Pappas. He's going to play through that line anyway. He back himself to get around that bowl and down to the shot. He's got Steve Della bang in the middle. Probably run it in for a second one. And Elliott looking to add a third. Just a little shy with the weight. So for Metro South East, our streaming rink, Mark Willey's at Cabramatta, Peter Davies at Grandviews, Neville Hession's also at Cabramatta, and Terry Pappas plays at Waverley. Terry's been, well, he's cut that one right across. Terry was a runner-up in the state championship champion pairs quite a few years ago when we played at Nowra. I think he was with Rick Roper. And Elliott's going to just pull that one on the narrow side, so it'll be one more to Metro South East. A little bit fortunate for Terry Pappas with this result. Got the outside of his own bowl and has cut it right across. Gave himself a chance though. Mark Willey, well, just a little bit through with the first one. Good opening bowl. So for the Nepean team, Mark Behringer's from Austral. Stuart Hutchinson's also at Austral. Steve Della is at Barrel, and Glenn Elliott's at Taralga. Mark Willey, good correction on the weight, just pull the grass across. It was a very good start for Mark Behringer. Doesn't need a lot of correction on this one. Got a bit more weight here. It's just going to go back and match Mark Willey's bowl at the back. Handy. Peter Davies, backhand draw, just wants this to get down. Has he sent it? No, not quite. Well, it's a cracking start for Metro South East across the three rinks. It's 4, 3 and 5. On the three rinks compared to 1-0-0 to give them a 12-1 lead with just 7 ends played. Just got a little touch and run through. Jack's just off the centre line now with the last couple of bowls. Neville Hession wants to get down. Get off the inside of that bowl. Yeah, he's done it nicely. Just run up, flopped in for shot. Chance, though, for Neville just to play backhand slightly over. Can trail back to the green and white bowl. Got that jack all the way through. Steve Della switches to the forehand to draw. Pretty well played. That'll be the shot. Elliott looking to add another. Oh, just the speed. Does pose a little problem. Terry Pappas short with his first. Now has to draw round that last Glenn Elliott bowl. Just going to have a look. There's not much of a gap for him to navigate. I've adjusted the scoreboard next door to be 3-0 after 3. Terry Pappas studied the head just to see what he can do. Oh, wants contact there. Just pushed it through a little too far. And Elliott's going to fall short as well. I'll have a look for a couple of shots. 2 is. 2 to Nepean. Oh dear. I bumped the button twice. Well, both leads opening ball, just a bit on the shy side with the weight. Mark Behringer probably quite a bit better than Mark Willey. Just going to put a decent effort down. It's not too bad at all. Mark Willey needs a good metre and a half. He's just pulled the narrowness in. Ball in either hand now for Stuart Hutchinson to negotiate. Wants to just miss that Mark Willey on the way in. He's just run into it. No real damage. Just wants to get around there. Decent effort. Peter Davies, his first bowl finished well short. Got good weight on this one. Going to collect the jack. Carries it back to Stuart Hutchinson's bowl. Steve Della, he'll play the forehand, try and get round probably to the back just to get a little bit of protection. When Elliott's just going to stand right on the centre line. And his opponent just a tapping on the shoulder and go, oi. Neville Hession. He's got a fairly tight line, but if he can get down to their bowl, it's not too bad a result. He's cleared the path to it. Idea there is that same weight onto the dark bowl kicks the orange one out. Steve Della is going to go well behind. Well, Neville, he only needs to play pretty much exactly the same bowl as he's just played. Cleared the traffic out with the last one. Gets his teammate's bowl on the back. Will punch Stuart Hutchinson out just like that. Great bowl. Rolled it out. 2 shots at least. Glenn Elliott, at least a couple down. Well under the line. Pappas, we're just looking to draw. Beat Stuart Hutchinson's bowl out there. Just clip the edge of the bowl on the path in. Come to a decent home. Very difficult for Glenn Elliott to convert this head. Playing decent weight, trying to get them both. Crashes onto the shorter bowls and wobbles out. Terry Pappas looking to add another, possibly 3 shots. Just going to crash into the... It is 3. A little bit of weak sunshine out at the moment. It's a big, healthy lead for Metro South East here over Nepean Highlanders. Round 2 of the Men's Senior Inter-Region Championships here at Cabramatta Bowls. Section 1. Section 2 also here at Cabramatta, and sections 3 and 4 being played at Cabravale Diggers. Looking for a full wrap-up of the results from round 1. Jump onto the Bowls Link system, results.bowlslink.com.au. There are links in the Bowls New South Wales event page on bowlsnsw.com.au. For full results, you can also, on your smart device, download the Bowls Now app. Available free from your respective app store, the Apple App Store or the Google Play, Android Store. Free of charge, published by Bowls Australia. Tap on results at the bottom of your screen. Choose Bowls New South Wales. And just a reminder, we will be bringing you round 3 live tomorrow morning as well from approximately 8:45, 9 a.m. Quarter final tomorrow afternoon, semi-final and final Thursday morning, afternoon respectively. Friday, a little bit of a reset day. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, we'll have the men's and women's inter-region championships. We'll be bringing you a match from each round, live from Cabramatta Bowls. So that's Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And then Thursday, the 29th of May. We're back at Cabra. It's Platinum, round 11. All 6 matches being played here at Cabramatta. We'll have a match from 1 o'clock. Will be Maryland's Cabramatta. Maryland's looking to seal their season with an undefeated record. Cabramatta clinging to the hope to defend their title. A loss could very well see them tumble out of the final series. They'll be watching the game next to them with Engadine and Mount Lewis very closely. The Platinum final series then on Friday the 30th, Saturday 31st of May. 1st of June, get a break. Then 2 to 5 June, the champion of club champion singles coming to you live from Club Marylands. Couple of shots here to Metro Southeast. Stuart Hutchinson looking to fix that up. Got the jack, but it's just gone straight into a Davies bowl. Fraction wide. So Steve Della, backhand draw. Got the jack through. It's now 1 shot to Nepean. Just going to crash on the short bowls. Steve Della switches over to the forehand side. Looks a bit on the skinny side to me. Terry Pappas playing his forehand. Just a pilot a path through down to the shot bowl. Don't think that one got in. Well, Terry's got a bit more intent on this one. Got the straight and off the Mark Willey bowl and then sat the shot bowl through. So definitely 1 or 2 now, I think, to Metro Southeast. Found the path through. Probably even turned that one up enough to be shot. When Elliott looks like he's under the line. Oh, he's got the edge, but no luck. Two more. Terry Pappas. Well, decent start from Mark Willey. Just a little bit shy of the jack, but very good position. Just looking to change hands with the traffic there. And he's played this pretty well. Better than his first one. Peter Davies on his way down, just going to be a little on the short side. Hutch got an attacking mode here. With the line at least, probably needed a tad more weight to be effective on that line. Fairly high white line from Peter Davies here. Traffic in the way for these bowlers on these hands now. This end. Well, attacking from Stuart Hutchinson, just under the line though. Neville Hession. Forehand. Can afford to ever so slightly overplay this. Doesn't want to be the perfect line, either under or over. Come to a good spot though. Slightly tight line, he can turn his own bowls up. Probably don't want to risk doing that to move the jack away from them though. Steve Della, he's well under the line there. Nepean may well be best served by taking an attacking option here. Can play backhand through the head quite quick. Plenty to happen if you hit them. Sort of an uncontrolled shot though. Well, it's at least 2 to Nepean as this head stands, crossing over the skips to play. And Terry Pappas can play a narrow line into the head, plenty of his own bowls to turn. Got the straighten off the orange and ran through. That'll count. And Glenn Elliott under pressure again. Just under the line. Probably needed a fraction more weight. Terry can just find that little hole again. Once his own, he's turned up. I think that could be as many as 5 shots. Needs some contact. Oh, just got the edge of the jack. That's 4. Good correction from Mark Willey. This game already looking like being a blowout in favour of Metro South East. Mark Behringer's come in nicely for the shot there. Good home for Peter Davies. Oh, Hutch has just touched that jack around the corner, hidden it away. Quite a good bowl. Oh, punches it on, opens the head up though. Good effort. Might not have got shot, but has given his team a better look at the jack. Steve Della, just a little bit on the narrow side. Doesn't get a friendly enough rub. Steve Della. Play the forehand in. Just hasn't got the running. Terry Pappas. Playing a little bit of weight into the head here. Can get a sit and run. Well, he's going to run too far through. When Elliott's trying to get in on the forehand, but I don't think he's got the speed on this one either. Two to Nepean. I'll see what they put up on the scoreboard this time. They adjusted it last time, but it didn't seem to change the score, just the ends. Now it says 13-5 on 9, so we'll go with what they've put on the scoreboard. Seven, 2 and 8 on the middle rink, and 13-2 on 7 on the furthest rink, which gives us 26-33. We've got that right. 5 and 2, 7 and 1's 8. It should be 24 ends, so I'll adjust that on our .24. 33-8 after 24 ends. It's 13-5 on the scoreboard here. 13-2 after 7 on the end scoreboard now. So they've just changed that. I think a couple of times they've changed the number of ends before they've changed this, well and truly before they've changed the score. Which I wish they wouldn't do, because it means I have to change everything. 33-9, 24 ends played. Decent bowl from Peter Davies. So Hutchinson will play his forehand. Actually, he's going to play his backhand. Just looking to arrive up on that backhand side. A little on the quick side, going to finish right at the back. So forehand for Peter Davies. Just looking to miss those front bowls. And they're going to crash right into them. Steve Della turns. Peter Davies bowl up onto the jack. Orange one, Stuart Hutchinson. I think it's still Peter Davies bowl. It's the shot though. Terry Pappas says to Neville Hession. Forehand draw. Our bowl there to turn up. Missed the dark one at the front. Down to that one. Just plopped it onto the orange. Steve Della trying to roll his own bowl up to the black shot bowl. Dark blue, whatever it is. Just a hint of sun coming through at the moment. It's been a bit of a strange day. We've had a couple of light showers of rain. Nothing too dramatic. And Steve Della, the weight for the shot just was a bit wide, so it finishes right at the back. Neville Hession wants to get just past that one. Finishes in a good home. Metro Southeast look to be really in control of this game at this stage. Well, he's turned that one up to make Stuart Hutchinson's bowl shot. Might even be a couple now. Oh, Terry Pappas just starting to wander down. What's this bowl from Glenn Elliott? Grabs hold of their bowl, turns up Stuart Hutchinson. Very well executed. Terry wants to get down to the gap. He crunches into one of the short bowls. Elliott. Backhand draw. Can get a winner off just flopping in off the jack high bowl. Doesn't want it on the outside though, so delicate weight. Took a little bit too cautiously. Terry Pappas, one bowl left to play. Very cautious on the weight. Two removed already. Two it is to Nepean. Neville, sorry, Mark Willey holding one. Hutch just dropped a little bit short with that one. Davies, good effort, just not quite got the speed he needed. trying to find the other scoreboards to compare. They were hiding behind people. Correct weight on the boards at the moment. Great bowl from Neville Hession. Well, Metro Southeast certainly running in control of all three rinks. 13-7 after 10. Probably the least of the leads. 9-2 after 9 on the middle rink. Brian Morton leading Danny Quinn and Rick Roper. 14-2 up over Peter Davies. 8 ends played there. Approaching the halfway mark. There's 25 shots in it. And Elliott down this head. Again, he's presented with one where there's a bit of a scatter and there's no easy path into the jack. Pappas just wants to beat that one. Got the edge. That's Neville Hession's he's pushed over. No, it's not. It's Mark Willey's. His teammates. Fancy it's week 2 or 3 to Metro Southeast at the moment. And Elliott wants a bit of speed to get through that port, but he's just going to crash on the short bowls. Beat that one there on the side. Another count here to Terry Pappas' team. If you are enjoying watching bowls on the Bowls New South Wales YouTube channel, don't forget more coming up tomorrow with another round of senior inter-region for the men. Further 3 to Terry Pappas' team for Metro Southeast, though. Mark Willey rolling the jack. 9-3 after 10 next door. One further to Nepean. The far board still showing 8 ends. Well, this match continues the way it is. We'll be just cutting the stream as soon as we've finished this rink. It's difficult to move our cameras from our position at the moment anyway. Mark Willey wants this one to run past that bowl. Just got the edge. It'll get shot. Mark Behringer, he'll be looking for a good metre on his previous bowl. Wants just to get there to the jack then. Nepean really seem to be struggling to just get a shot this game. They were 9-1 winners last round. Was the last bowl thriller 61-59. Metro Southeast claimed all 3 rinks in a 70-36 romp over Mid-North Coast. Hunter Valley won 1 rink in a 2-shot loss. For Nepean, I'll be watching next door and thinking, well, you know what, we can get a win over Mid-North Coast, and then our destiny will be in our hands against Metro South East tomorrow. Remembering the first and second from each section will play off in the quarterfinals. We have section 1 and 2 at Cabramatta here. First plays second from each section. So first in 1 plays second in 2. Good bowl from Stuart Hutchinson. Second in 1 plays first in 1 plays second in 2. First in 1 plays second in 2, and first in 2 plays second in 1. The winners of those two clashes will play in the semi-final. Same thing from the other venue. The two semi-finalists that come across here from Cabramatta will play against each other. Arch holding one, wants to add to it. Poor old fella forgot his grass though, and his weight. Neville Hession. Need to be just a tad more positive in Neville. Della. Wants to add another counter. Found the gap very well. Brilliant bowl. Well, I think he's just going to get into plough into the front, hopefully clear a few out. So he's got something to look at with his next bowl. Gone fairly quick. Missed the whole lot though. Would have loved to have cleared a little bit of a path through that middle. Well, can Steve Della pilot through that same gap? Not with that one. He's way under the line he was with his first. Finds a hole though. The weight wasn't too bad, just the line underneath. And Terry trying to get one close. Elliott. Holding a couple. His speed's okay. He's got a chance here. Just didn't quite sneak around that one like Steve Della did previously. Pappas just looking to get around the pack. Just past. Got his teammates' interest. Got the little split and ran through. That'll be 3 at least. I'll stick the tape on perhaps. Oh, maybe a little mini fight back here for the Nepean Highlanders. They've been getting unceremoniously pumped so far. That's 4 shots. Oh, Mark Behringer, first use on this, the 13th end of our streaming rink. Willey, his second bowl. First one's pretty good. Can he get better with the second? Mark Willey's bowl is shot. The one on the centre line is right behind the jack. You can see there, inset. and just didn't quite get into the inset area. Steve Della. He's going to be under and past again. Steve, a little bit more grass on this. Wants this to get right down. Neville Hession, it's better pointed. But no, it's short too. Glenn Elliott, he's drawing down. Probably, he might even be one or two down here. Not really sure there. Bit hard to tell. Terry Pappas, though, he's holding shot. Just wants to draw another one in. That's pretty close. Well, he's got a little touch. Probably two. Did give Glenn Elliott a bit of a look at this. Don't think he's made any real change there. So Terry Pappas. Last bowl of the head. Doesn't need to do anything dramatic there. In control of the big board. Just draw down to those two bowls. Davies stood on the centre line, so I can't tell. Two shots it is. Mark Willey, backhand draw. Metro Southeast out of the blocks early and still in control of this game. Nepean scored on a couple of the rings to get back in theory, but, well, they've got a long way to climb still. We're just after the halfway point. They're 19 behind. All right, 21 behind. It's double. Fair bit of work to do to catch up in this game. Oh, Mark Behringer just going to crash into the short bowls. It is 1 to Nepean at this point. Peter Davies. Well, it'll be close to shot. Oh, Stuart Hutchinson just going to run past. Gets a little, oh, wanted the jack. Peter Davies doesn't really want to do too much different from his previous. Just make sure he's there. Slightly increase the pace, but he's dropped a bit of pace off. Oh, Hutch, don't change too much. Just make it so you hit the jack and you'll be good. Wants the trail. He's going to miss it on the other side this time. Neville Hession just slightly wide. Probably needed just a fraction more running. Della. A bit of intent in this one too. If it can swing down and grab that jack, it'll be good, because I think it's going to run past. Yeah, just going to run past a little bit. There's a few in the catching area. And Neville Hession probably needs to make sure he arrives. Wants to miss the jack and get in behind. He's done the get in behind bit well and truly. Della, don't change your weight. Just tighten it up a fraction. Sit the shot bowl, or better still, just grab a big piece of that jack back towards the orange bowls. Needs it to turn more than it is now, though. He's just added a bit of weight. Held it out. You can see the additional scores running through underneath from the other 7 matches of this championship. Turned out to be a pleasant looking afternoon. Nice sunny-ish conditions. Well, he's turned his own bowl up a little. That's at least handy. There is the chance here for Glenn Elliott, though. Just to arrive. Little trail of that jack. See if Nepean can salvage something from this game. Got a nice tight line. Got the feather. Pushed him away from the jack. Pappas really needs to get another one in there. Wants it behind. It's going to hang wide. Don't really see how much breeze there is on this live stream, so we're not quite sure how much of a trick that wind is playing on our players. Glenn Elliott wants to trail this a couple of feet or sit that shot. Bowl. He's got to sit and kicks it across. Still going to be one down. Well, there is a chance here for Terry Pappas if he... Well, he's not because he hasn't got a bowl left. Be 1 to Metro, South East. Check to see what they put on the scoreboard in just a moment, though. Slightly change that length. Mark Willey, a decent opening bowl. Mark Behringer just a little under the line. (10-6) next door after 12. Brian Morton leading Danny Quinn. That score as per our board. Good bowl from Mark Willey. Just runs his own up and over. Oh, decent effort from Mark Behringer. Don't know if he's got the shot out of that, but it's not too bad at all. Very close. Got the little touch. Chalk spray from Glenn Elliott. It's not going to last long. He's just been tipped over by Peter Davies, so no real change to the dynamics here. Stuart just needs to draw here. Really wants to just get down to his own bowl and flop in off it. Draw inside. Peter Davies can play just over the draw, slightly overplayed. Turn Mark Willey's bowl that's just short up towards the jack, or better still, just go round. Just turn that light green bowl through. And he just rolled Stuart Hutchinson over. Well, Hutch has got a bit more grass on this one. All down to his speed. And he's just not quite got the required speed. Bit of a nuisance for the Metro South East fellas, though. Just on that line, they would have liked to played towards their own bowl or the closest Nepean. Can still go round it, though. Looks like he's going to choose to play the backhand side from a narrow point, though. Wants this to hold on and just turn their own up. I was peeled off either side. Close to shot. wants you to try and draw to that bowl. Got his own on the way in, narrow. Just going to go around into the pack, back left. Pretty well pointed from Neville Hession, but just needed a bit more speed. Once again, though, it's a pain bowl for Nepean. Just takes away that little bit of sight they had. Can still come around it. Does make narrow portals. He turned. No, I think that's his Leeds bowl, Mark Behringer. Don't think it makes any difference to the standing of the head. Still the two nearest to the, just behind and just to the right jack eye. Terry Pappas playing his forehand. Looking for a little portal there. Don't think he's got the speed to get through it though. Pretty good line for the shot. When Elliott makes his way back to the mat to play his bowl. Elliott. Well, a bit of a crack at it and hope shot. That's Terry Pappas' bowl gone up. Well, Terry Pappas just played a little bit of reaching type intent with his last bowl. He's going to do the same again. Can turn his own in. Get the Hutches on the outside. Well, he's tipped it up and it's not gone where he wanted it to. He wanted it to flip over once or twice. Just stood up. I'm looking for the path through there, try and punch those bowls and stay. He's going to try and punch into it. Just going to go around. Measuring. Players think it's Nepean. They've handed the mat over. Another measure just to make sure. Two to Nepean. So still 20 shots the difference, 39 ends of 63 played. Played 14 ends on our streaming rink and it's 18 shots to 13. So after a fairly healthy lead to Metro South East on our streaming rink to start with, the Nepean team sort of kept in touch and even caught up a little. Behringer, good opening bowl. Second one, he's just left it a little bit short. Willey didn't correct on his first to his second. Big two to Nepean now. Archer's going to get a kind little kiss and roll in. Up to Peter Davies. He's got a backhand draw here nicely. Can slightly overplay it, slightly tight. But it's just more of a wiggle room for error rather than a deliberate. You want to play nice confident draw down to the jack. Sit either shot bowl or trail. Just going to hit Mark Behringer's bowl across. Yeah, look, it's either or. He's probably there just behind, so probably the safer to try and play that forehand side. Just get inside those two. You get a thump on the outside and run in. You cover them. Wants the inside running though. Yeah, might have just made that position better for them. And Terry saying you can trail that across there. Nice confident draw. Plenty of room for error. You're trying to play through the orange bowl, hoping you hold high and trail a jack. You go slightly under, you've considered the blue, but he's well under. Steve Della, he's going to play backhand here. Wants to cover. Might be a bit wide to do that. He's going to come back in to count. Building up target though. Needs it to run. A decent line from Steve Della here, slightly narrower than his previous effort. Decent change up there for the Nepean team. They're now holding a few. Still that chance, though, for Neville Hession to overplay the draw, trying to deliberately go slightly narrow and get the straighten off those bowls now, though. Got his own short one, needed to arrive. Well, this is big numbers for Nepean. Well, Glenn Elliott wants to add here as well as try and protect. Not sure what he's got to play. Try to cover this jack so that it's not available for Terry Pappas. He's going to fall short. Terry might be tempted to give this a bit of a thump and see what scatters. Close. Punched it through. Great bowl from Terry Pappas. Oh, that could be a battery flattener. Did have that opportunity there available. Took it with both hands. No real shot here for Glenn Elliott. Toucher sitting just in front of the jack. Everything short now. Plenty of traffic. Terry Pappas. Well, just a draw. I don't think he'll try and go through the same hole he just went through. Yeah, he's going to change it over. Just try and draw around the traffic and drop another one there, get a couple. Did the damage with his first. that sun on the setting angle, quite bright. Oh, leads again, just that little bit shy. Mark Willey needs to add a yard, good yard and a half. Turned his own up, that's not too bad. Mark Behringer, good 2 metres needed on this one, if not more. Crashes into his own, gets pushed a little wide. If not shot, it's second shot, so. Peter Davies, little thump and run in. Well, Stuart Hutchinson, very good effort. Peter Davies holds one, looking to add a second. Well, still 1-2 Metro South East as that stands. Steve Della looking to get down to this head. Nice little run there just to try and get down to that shot bowl. Going to collect Peter Davies' bowl and push it in. don't know if it's 1 or 2 now, but he's opened that path up for his skip, Glenn Elliott. Glenn can try and just get a little touch on the back of that bowl. Would push the jack across to Hutch's bowl. .338 local time, or 3:36 actually, here at Cabramatta. Do trust you're enjoying watching the Men's Senior Inter-Region Championship here live from Cabra Bowls. Also matches over at Cabra Vale Diggers. A reminder, we'll be coming to you live tomorrow morning from their 8:30 call cards. About 9 o'clock start tomorrow morning. Terry Pappas going to be close to sitting that shot bowl. He's turned it across. Stuart Hutchinson now will have one. And chance for Glenn Elliott. He can play that same hand. Just try and get down to that jack high bowl, make 2. Just going to be under the line, I think. So Glenn, well, he's got a monumental task to try and get another bowl in there. On a decent line to do it. Just needs to sneak around. Oh, he's got the edge. Great effort, that. But it is 1 to Nepean. Mark Behringer. Backhand draw. Just going to run out of steam. It's not a bad effort, but just not quite got to where he was needed to be. Mark Willey. Going to follow him down. Crashes on the Mark Behringer bowl. We played 45 of our 63 ends, so we're roughly 2/3 of the way through, a little bit more. Stuart Hutchinson, clear air out on that forehand side. Do feel it's probably Metro Southeast holding 1, maybe 2 with Mark Willey's bowls. Well, they were holding 2. Hutch is going to grab hold of that jack. Well played. Well, Peter Davies, if he's got some speed, it's okay. Just going to crash Might have turned that up for a second shot. Mark Behringer's bowl, the green, jade, turquoise, whatever colour it happens to be. Colour's not my strong point. That's the shot. Hutch, yeah, well, good home. Gonna miss long is what we always say. Peter, chance just to play a good, nice, confident draw down to Hutch's bowl. Gonna drop in and kick that jack across. Well, I don't know who's shot there. Glenn may be confident that he's got one. Steve Della. Oh, that's centre line grass, not 2 feet out from the centre line grass. So he's come right back to the centre line. Probably 1.5 metres short as well. A chance for Neville Hession. Try and get through that uninterrupted air. Draw a shot. Little touch is okay, so can play with lots of confidence. Wants to slide. Well, that's close for 2. Do feel the front ones are both closer than the dark back bowl. That one is not going to quite get to the right spot from Steve Della, so Neville Hession, put 2 feet on your last bowl, remove all doubts. Wants this to get round. Well, it's another maybe. There is a chance here for Terry Pappas if he wants to play a little bit of weight to try and punch the green, blue, turquoise bowl through. Little stun and run, but he doesn't get first shot. Glenn Elliott does. Glenn's trying to draw. He's got some traffic to negotiate. Got to get around those shorter bowls. Well, he's not going to get around because he's not there. Well, Terry Pappas, is he brave enough to play a little dinky shot through and try and deliberately play narrow and punch that bowl out? It looks like he is trying to play that bowl. Wants that one through clean. And that's, yeah, but he's got enough of it. Well done. Could be as many as 4. So Glenn Elliott under pressure again. Needs 4 metres on his previous bowl. I'll tell you what, he's just about done this. Oh, that's the bowl of the match for Glenn Elliott. Absolute cracker. Well, he was under a bit of pressure, probably as many as 4 down. A few metres short with his first bowl and his second one. An absolute belter. Well done, Glenn Elliott, on that bowl. Terry Pappas, can he see it underneath though? Is there a shot for Terry to try and sneak through the hole and rip that one out? Be difficult. I think he's going to take it on though. not far away. Well, great effort from Terry Pappas, but I don't think he's got the result he wanted. It could be 2 or 3 to Nepean. That's one. I'll have a look at the others. Oh, Terry Pappas could have made a few for himself, but that jack has squirted across. Yet to see what I think it was 2, but I'm not sure. Try and do a sweep of the other scoreboards for you as well, just to check. It was 3. Well, Nepean scored on every rink. They've picked up 8 shots across the board. That's a very handy pickup. So now just 12 behind. Still 14 ends to go. So they've got it underneath that magic 1.5 mark. They will need to win a few ends in a row if they have any designs on getting through this with a victory. But it was looking all Metro South East, and there was a couple of 3s and a 2, and Hutch has just sat the inside of Mark Willey's bowl to get shot. So a little bit of fight going on. .351 local time here at Cabramatta. Starting to get a little cooler. Sun is starting to set. Not that we've had that much sun throughout the day. We've had grey clouds. Fortunately for us, the predicted wild weather that we were expected to cop not that long ago didn't eventuate here. Unfortunately for places north, they've had some pretty wild weather yesterday. I'm not sure what's happened today. It was predicted to continue. To hope that the central mid-north coast hunter regions have also enjoyed a more settled day. Peter Davies, though, trails that jack back. Good conversion. Steve Della, 2, maybe 3 down. Just going to drop short at Neville. That's Mark Willey's bowl, the short one there, the green and white. Think it probably counts. Neville Hession coming in now. This one. Well, get close to counting. Steve Della, well, probably metre and a half adds on. He'll be nearly perfect. Well, has he got a slight overcorrection? Yeah, give it a push. Wanted to make sure he was there. Almost a free kick for Nev. Take up to a metre off his last bowl. He'll be very good. I do feel he's probably just out. Hard to tell though. End number 18, so 3 ends remaining after this end. It's 3 shots an advantage on our feature rink in favour of Metro South East. 12 on the big board. Glenn Elliott played an absolute bomb on the last end. Well, he hasn't come up with it with this bowl though. Terry Pappas, plenty of room. He really wants to make this one count. Oh, wants to miss those. He's got through the hole. He could have made it. Trail from Peter Davies with his last bowl really has made a difference on this head. The Nepean guys have struggled to get anything closer. Glenn Elliott, though, wants this to run. Oh, it's just going to pull up. Well, there's the indication from Neville to Terry of where counts. Has to miss that one. Oh, it's a costly crunch, I think. Cuts 2 or 3 out, possibly. I'm just going to put the tape on to check. One been removed already. Might have cost himself 3 shots there. 2. Just wants to get down on the backhand side. Apologies there. I bumped the button for the audio. Turned it off. Just turned that one over. Still a couple to Metro Southeast. No damage there from Steve Della, and that's, I like the call there. Forehand draw just down to the orange. If you turn your own onto the jack, you're just cutting that shot out. Unlucky if you turn it too far. Well, that's not too bad at all. It's in split up the Nepean bowls. Just going to be underneath with this one. Terry Pappas, he's also trying just to sit on the orange bowl. Good home. Load that area up so that if Nepean do grab the jack, there's not much reward for them. Oh, Glenn Elliott, his teammates are interested. Got rid of one. And Terry, he'll swap over. He's going to try and draw, what's his forehand? Wants a nice wide line to get down to that Glenn Elliott bowl. He's going to be underneath everything, no damage. Missed by enough to not do any damage. Glenn Elliott, similar idea again. If he can just roll the shot bowl through and stay, he could make 3 here. Got his teammates' interest. He's just going to be underneath. So that's one more to Metro Southeast. Well, it was a very solid lead for Metro South East early on. Nepean, though, they fought right back into this. It's just 2 shots and 3 shots in it on the other 2 rinks, and 6 shots on this one. That adds up to 11. But, it was over 20 at one stage. It was 42 to 21 early on. So since then, it's been 11 shots to, well, it's been 9 shots to 20 in favour of Nepean. But is it just that bridge too far for the mountain people to come back? Mark Willey started very well on this hand. Mark Behringer, one behind, one just a little narrow in the area. Peter Davies, forehand draw. Just want to tuck that jack round the corner. Try and chop out the chances. Good home. That just matches Mark Behringer's bowl at the back, so very well done. Hutch just got to try and draw one in here. Be confident, but he's not quite got the right combination. It's not far off. Played it pretty well. Just needed a touch more of both. Peter Davies can play this with plenty of confidence. Touch is really good. Covers up is really good. He's just a bit shy on it as well. Hutch's second one. Another 6 inches of both to be close. Looks to be a higher line. Coming in nicely. Great effort, Stuart Hutchinson. Close to shot. All the instruction was follow him down. Draw down to that bowl. Giving it a fair chance. Oh, Steve Della, he's just not quite. No, that one's not really sent either. Yeah, Steve, he just didn't quite get the right combination on that. It's not a bad head. It is a little breezy out there. You can just see the shade cloths moving. Flagpoles have flags fluttering on them, so a little bit of allowance for breeze. It is a little fluky terse, not completely consistent. We've just got another shower of rain coming over as well, just to make it even more pleasant for the players. Starting to cool down. Just a little sprinkle coming over. That'll make it hard for Glenn Elliott to get in there. Well, good conversion. It's not the replay I thought it would be. It's very Pappas. Looking to promote a bowl. Oh, I don't think it's quite got as far as he wanted. So Steve Della indicates a single shot. Well, they had to draw down through that gap. Oh, he's just a bit wide. He risks Turning Peter Davies in. Sprinkle of rain, just a tough conditions. Wants to get underneath that and run through. It's not going to do that. One shot. Well, they're shaking hands. I must have missed an end score. $23.18 on 21. Well, so 23.18 on 21. That's our streaming rink score. It's 16.12 on 17 on the far rink. Middle rink there. Can't see the scoreboard. Was 14-12 on 18. That looks like it's still that sort of score. Yep, 14-12, 18. Terry Pappas has defeated Glenn Elliott 23-18. Back to live action. We can't really pick it up on the other rinks, so we will actually end our stream there. We remind you that we'll be back tomorrow morning from around 9 a.m. You can catch the final scores on results.bowlslink.com.au. Here's 9 shots the lead for Metro South East with up to 6 ends to go. We'll just try to find that score on the last end. It's 16-12 after 17. That is correct. So it's been a pleasure to have you with us today. We look forward to your company tomorrow. But until then, it's good night for now.